Good evening, my dear people. I am back. I have some important news. That is why I ran back to do this broadcast. Because I can't just see any news that will benefit my people and I will keep silent. That means I'm not a good broadcaster and I am scared to lose my fans because I want my fans to be increasing on daily basis. I have a latest news headlines here. And I have the most important one that triggered me want to do this broadcast for my fans and families and Biafrans all over the world, both home and abroad. Here are the headlines that I quote. Nigerian agritech startup Greenbells launches online farm service portal, 3 other stories and a trivia. In the other hand, this is the one that triggered me that brought back to my desk so that my people will know what is happening and what the Nigerian government and the security apparatus and operatives are doing to the struggle of my people, Biafra land. IPOB accuses security agencies of forcing criminals to claim membership of ESN. Yes, of course, that is the problem we are having in the Biafra land. And the so-called slave youths don't want to learn. They keep on allowing themselves to be used by all these stupid and old fools that don't want to retire from politics. Well, Akayebi Fanana, Chuko Kiabiama, we must surely punish each and every one of them. Nigerians interested in real solutions, not lofty ideas. Ex-Minister Shagari M. Jeep at Peter Obi. That is Peter Obi, the presidential aspirant of Labour Party speaking. Oyo Assembly draws battle line between EFCC over plan to probe its finances. You can find this news on Repos Nigeria. Army arrests soldier who supplies ammunition to terrorists. What a word. That is how my people is going. Onye gine ya jere gbanta turn back and say no kwogere is kokunta. The people they sent to the forest to fight insurgents now turn to be a member of insurgents. Nigeria, how do we get to this point? Police nabbed 3 for alleged plot to kidnap their former boss in Ogun State. Poverty and hunger is causing all this. Over 500 killed, 1.4 million remain dead, rendered homeless by rampaging floods across Nigeria. Ministry of Environment. APC women leader Betta Edu insists ruling party has fulfilled campaign promises to Nigerians. What are the promises? NAFDAC DG Adeyeye warns Nigerians against impersonators carrying out fraudulent recruitments. Politics 2023. Feni Kayode, the hungry man, questions obedience over their choice of Peter Obi, brands them dreamers, the only hungry man we have in Nigeria. So my people, these are the headlines we have. I will have to start from the latest news of IPOB and why they are sending a very strong signal and warning to the Nigerian and security agencies of how they are manipulating the use of Biafra land, criminals and the rest of them, calling them ESN with peanuts. They loot from our resources. The proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has accused Nigerian security agencies of forcing arrested suspected criminals to confess membership of the group and its military wing. How did they think they will succeed doing all this rubbish? How did they think they will succeed? The Eastern Security Network, ESN, in an attempt to rope in the group as criminals and rub its name in the mud. All they are trying to do is to make sure that the international community does not look the way of the Biafran agitation. But they will not succeed because Chukwu Abiyama is strongly behind us and will always be with us anytime, any day. The group, which raised the alarm in a statement made available to Repost Nigeria on today, Wednesday, alleged that the security agencies, particularly the police, army, and the Department of State Service, DSS, were in the habit of torturing suspects and making them to confess that they belong to the ESN. The statement by IPOS Media and the Publicity Secretary, Emma Powerful, entitled Police, Army, DSS are forcing criminals they arrested in different parts of southeastern states to claim ESN operatives. They claimed that the security agencies resort to blackmailing IPOB was an exercise in futility. Exactly, that is where it will end, and it will not grow beyond that. I am 100% sure of that. So whatever they are doing, all their mago will surely end the way they started it. Let's continue. He said it will exercise ends in futility. As such, will not deter the group from its mandate of pursuing freedom for all the Biafrans. On the other hand, Emma Powerful added, and I quote, that the blackmail attempts will always collapse like a pack of cards because IPOB is not a criminal organization. We are not looters. We are not murderers and does not harbor criminals. So whenever we find anyone incriminating in our midst, we always expose them. So all these things they are doing is just medicine after death. And it is dead on arrival, so to say. And Emma Powerful said, IPOB has noted that Nigerian security agencies are fond of torturing and forcing arrested criminals, suspects, to confess to being members of ESN. Where have that one led them? Have you led them to throw bombs and ammunition or to lock the Biafra land and said no one will go in and no one will go out? That is what they call effort in futility. A case on point was that of arrested suspects who were arrested over armed robbery in Amiri community in Oru local government area. One of the suspects escaped, but he later escaped to an unknown destination for some time, only to return a few days ago to rob people in Ata, Njaba, but was caught. The suspect was tortured and forced to confess that he was a member of ESN. We therefore wonder why Nigerian security agencies cannot be honest enough to parade their arrested suspected criminals without involving IPOB. IPOB is the only thing that will kill them. Even in that is why they keep dying like fowl. Because they are not being sincere in dispatching their duties. We equally wonder what they gain in branding any arrested suspected criminal as IPOB or ESN. What they gain is that they are trying to blackmail the IPOB and to make the international community look at the IPOB and the ESN as unserious group of people who bent on disturbing the democracy of Nigerian country and also involved in criminality, which we are not. So whatever they are trying to do, even the international body, they know the truth. So if they like, they can believe the IPOB. If they don't like, they can still continue with what the nonsense deal that they are doing with their allies in Nigerian government. We want Nigerians and international community to know that Nigeria security agencies are not to be trusted. They are dishonest and telling lies has long become part of their policies. They should not be believed in their parade of criminals, the statement read in part. So my people, as you can see what the Nigerian security agencies, the operative, almost all of them, both the big and the small and the medium, when they get criminals, it belongs to IPOB. But when they arrested bandits in the north, it belongs to them. Then they will give them amnesty. Imagine recruiting a well-known Boko Haram into the army as general. Imagine that. Then if they arrest criminals in the southeast, they will torture them and make them to write a statement that they belong to IPOB or ESN. And they think they will succeed doing this. They will not succeed, and that is why they keep dying like fowls. They created unknown government, and unknown government have in turn destroying them, killing them like fowls on daily basis because they never discharge their duty like professionals. So my people, that is where the story of my Biafra people will end. So I have another story to attach to this. For those of us who are into supporting or into campaigning for any political party or whatever, I feel this news is also interesting to us, and we have to look into it to know how we are going to do it. Or maybe we should look into this news as well. A soldier who have sent to the Sambisa forest to come and fight against insurgency have turned to be the supplier of bullets and guns to the bandits and have been arrested. Army arrest soldier who supplies ammunition to terrorists. Let's see what happens. The news is not much, but let me just attach it to this in case anyone interested to know what is happening in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. A Nigerian soldier serving with the 156th Task Force Battalion component of the Operation Hadim Kai in Manok in Kaga local government area of Borno State has been arrested for allegedly supplying ammunition to terrorists. According to a counter-insurgency expert and security analyst in the Lake Chad Basin, Zagazola Makama, operatives of the Nigerian Army arrested a soldier identified as Loleam Emmanuel, an indigenous of Benue State. Can you imagine? With the ammunition concealed in a bag and clothing tied around his waist. Makama, who posted a video of the arrest of the 33-year-old soldier on Twitter, said he confessed to being a regular supplier of ammunition to terrorists and bandits in the state and other parts of the northeast. In the video, Emmanuel is seen in handcuffs, being stripped of hundreds of bullets he had stuffed in a waist bag and tied around his body before concealing it with his uniform. My dear people, you people can see what is happening to them. The evil they are doing to the Biafra land is gradually turning against them. And I have no apology for reading this news. And this thing they will continue to torment against themselves. Very soon they will turn against themselves, and nobody is going to is going to save them, because that is what they are doing to Biafra land, getting bandits and criminals. When they got them arrested, they will force them to confess that they are ESN or they are IPOB members, while they are not. So that is what they get. Another soldier is heard saying the suspect was supplying the ammunition to the enemies to use in attacking and killing his own colleagues. Yes. One good turn deserves another. What goes around comes around. This one sounds to people right. The suspect, Makama, said, will face a court martial for stealing military supplies and selling to Boko Haram and Islamic State of West African Province, ISWAP terrorists. In a tweet accompanying the video, the security expert wrote, another suspect apprehended, Loleam Emmanuel, is working under the 156th Task Force Battalion Dek Manok Operation Hadinkai. The soldier, who hails from Benue State, usually steals ammunition and supply to criminal gangs suspected to be bandits. And that is how they grab him today, they caught him today, and he will be facing a court martial very soon. If I'm to say, you people have to brand him a terrorist, not a soldier, because when you get what did they call it? When you get anyone that fought in our own side, you will tag him a IPOB or ESN. So this one now is a bandit. because he's working with the bandits. So you should also call him a bandit. So he's doing his own banditry activities with the Nigerian uniform. Wow, this sounds interesting. Well, my dear people of Biafra, you know how you used to do it. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like and share my content. On the other hand, I will be right back. This is your one and only Okute Daily Talk from Okute Daily Talk Corner, bringing to you this brief broadcast. I will see you again. Que mesiano.